Hey, what's up, Bootstrappers? It's Ryan Nickel coming at you with another Flashcard Friday. Guess what day it is? It's Flashcard Friday. All right, if you already don't have these flashcards, go ahead and click the link right there below. Get yourself a copy. These are great cards to have. It's like having a mentor in your pocket. We go over how to talk to sellers when they're selling their house, how to talk to buyers when you're seller financing, how to go ahead and do some simple real estate math and some not so simple real estate math. And then, of course, some marketing techniques on how to get these properties locked up and under your contracts. So just remember, you are just one deal away from changing, your entire financial future. All right. If you like these content, you like what you're getting, go ahead and click the like button there, subscribe, make sure you get notified when all of these come out. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our Flashcard Friday for the week. All right, so I'm taking these random here as stalemate. Looks like we got a joker today. All right. So here we go. Joker. Had to change the quality of this video. It's going 4K and I was going to go long on this one and I don't have enough storage, so I had to change it back to HD. So, all right, stalemate on this one. So, when you've done all you can do to work with the lead and they've gone cold and unresponsive to your calls, texts, and emails, this happens a lot. This will usually get them to open back up lines of communication with you. And so this is what you say: have you given up on the idea of selling your house? So I love this one. I got this from an idea or from a book called Start With No with Jim Camp. And the whole idea, he called it a strip lining. And if you fish, what you do is you're stripping the line out. You're letting it go, just let it go. And then finally it hooks. And so you're stripping the line out. And what you're doing is you're letting them go cold. You're letting them just kind of go. And then when they've given up all communication, you ask this one little thing: have you given up on the idea of selling your house? Is it a magic bullet? No, of course it's not. It doesn't always work, but I use this one and it does get people re-engaged. And a variation of this is, have you given up the idea of selling your house? Is like, so if you're talking to a buyer, for example, they say they have the down payment you're looking for, they like the area, they have the income, it's like the home is a good fit for them, but they just got cold feet for whatever reason. You just go ahead and you ask them, like, have you given up on the idea of owning your own house? Have you given up on the idea of having a forever home? And they'll come back and they'll usually tell you what's going on. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, I've got this thing going on. And it usually has nothing to do with you or your property. It's something else completely just like way, not even related, that has just absorbed their life and their attention for the moment. So that's why they haven't gotten back to you, because they're dealing with putting out a fire over here. And you're just like, oh, kind of like, knocking on their door, kind of almost like a nuisance per se. Like you're asking, like, hey, you want the hey, like a little yappy dog. And so you just got to get them back into the conversation by asking this question. And if you don't know this, questions, they instruct the mind. They don't always give you the answers, but they know the answer. So you ask questions and they're actually giving the answers to themselves in their head, but they may not verbalize those answers. And so when you ask them a question, it's going to re-engage them into something. It's going to direct them into either saying, no, I'm not going to sell my house, I've decided I'm not going to do it, or we're going to go ahead and move forward, maybe with you, maybe with someone else. Just today, actually, kind of weird. We called a guy, hadn't talked to him for quite some time. He had a house right next to a house that we remodeled. Actually, I didn't remodel this one. This was with my partner prior to us getting together. This was probably about 3 years ago. Three and a half, maybe almost 4 years ago. He remodeled this property, and this guy had his house next door. It's kind of junky, whatever. And I skip traced him, talked to him. He just wasn't ready to sell. My partner called him probably about a month ago. He wasn't quite ready to sell. Went on some story about how there might be gold and jewelry and all this stuff inside the walls because they went through the Great Depression and the people that had it were very wealthy. And then they just like. These stories you hear that these people, he's like, I don't know if I want to sell it or not because there might be $20,000 worth of gold in those walls and stuff like that. So anyway, called him today, getting ready to use the strip line technique or the stalemate technique here and just say, hey, have you given up on the idea to sell your house? Calling up today, we're like, hey, we're calling about the property. You mentioned that you want us to give you a call back in the middle of the month, middle of January, and here we are calling you. He's like, oh, you mean my home? And we're like that, like. People usually don't talk like, oh, my home, because it's been a vacant property for years. And he's like, have you driven by it? And so my partner was the one doing the conversation on this one. He's like, of course, I know the area. I'm very familiar with it. I live down the street kind of thing. He's like, so you see me moving in? And I'm like, oh, there that one goes. So there's all kinds of different reasons why they don't get back to you, but this is a great technique that you can use to get them back into the conversation. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go the direction that you want them to go. In this case, the guy didn't. He's moving back into his house. But he did give us an opportunity. He says, look, I'm moving out of this other house, and my ex-wife has another house that she's looking to sell too. So he turned us on to a different direction. You know, we can go after the property that his ex-wife has that we didn't have in under our radar before, but now this is a technique though that I use quite often, and you should go ahead and use it in your marketing as well. If you have any leads that are out there that you've been trying to just re-engage with, rather than being asking them like, hey, are you ready to sell? Hey, are you ready to sell? Ask them this kind of a question: have you given up on the idea of selling your house? Or have you can say even is now just not the best time for you to sell your house? What are your plans with that house? Been trying to get a hold of you. Have your plans changed that you're going to hold on to the house now? Any variation of that is just to get them to re-engage and let you know, hey, what's going on? And so that's the stalemate card. It's the joker. It's the wild card. It's the one that we throw in there as an extra bonus. If you don't have these cards, like I said, click the link right there below. Get them. It's like $20, man. And plus shipping or something like that. Maybe that is with shipping. I don't even know. Honestly, it's been so long since I've looked at that. But if you want to get these cards, that's all you got to do. And just remember, you are one deal away from changing your entire financial future. And this technique could help you to re-engage a seller that kind of got away, to pull them back in and to close that deal. All right, I'm Ryan Nickel, and I'll see you at the next one.